Hey everyone, get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into a truly unique company, Garden Faerie Botanicals.
It's a really fascinating company.
It is, like the name suggests, it's a little bit magical.
Yeah, kind of whimsical and enchanting, but also very practical and down to earth.
Yeah, exactly. And you know me, I am all about practicality.
Especially when it comes to gardening.
You know it. And speaking of practicality, have you heard about this Black Friday sale they've got going on?
Oh yeah, 20% off the entire store.
I know. Like, that is not something you see every day.
Especially not for a whole growing season.
Seriously. So if you're thinking about stocking up on some unique seeds or maybe trying something new, now is the time to do it.
I think a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of this sale.
For sure. All right, so let's talk about the woman behind all of this. The garden fairy herself, Susan Laudner.
She is amazing.
Right. Like, so passionate about saving these rare and endangered seeds.
It's really inspiring.
Yeah, she's got this dream of creating this huge 100-acre farm, with all these isolation gardens and a big seed workshop.
Wow.
I know. She really wants to help people become more self-sufficient.
Food security is so important.
Yeah, and, preserving biodiversity, too.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
It's like she's got this really interesting mix of, garden fairy and apocalypse prepper.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like she wants to create this beautiful, magical experience, but also make sure people are prepared for anything.
I love that. It's like this perfect blend of practicality and enchantment.
And I think that really resonates with people these days, There's this growing awareness that we need to be more connected to our food sources.
Definitely. And more resilient, too.
Absolutely.
So, Garden Faerie Botanicals is really tapping into that.
They are. And they're addressing some real problems that a lot of gardeners face.
Like what?
Well, like finding high-quality heirloom seeds, for one.
Oh, yeah, that can be a challenge.
And then there's the whole seed-saving thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea of saving my own seeds, but honestly, it can be a little intimidating.
It can be. There's definitely a learning curve.
And some people just, don't feel connected to nature anymore.
They've lost that connection.
Yeah, and then, of course, there are concerns about food security.
And, people are always looking for unique, meaningful gifts.
Yeah, that's true.
So Garden Faerie Botanicals is kind of meeting all those needs.
Exactly. It's like Susan's goals and her target audience's desires are perfectly aligned.
They are. Like, they both want these amazing heirloom varieties. They care about biodiversity. They want to feel empowered to grow their own food.
It's really cool.
It is. But, it's not all easy.
What do you mean?
Well, running a business like this comes with its own set of challenges.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, remember she mentioned the Canada Post strike?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a nightmare for shipping.
Definitely caused some delays.
And then there were those goats.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, the goats, those little rascals.
They got into her Jerusalem artichoke patch.
They did. But what's amazing? Even with the goats and the drought, her Jerusalem artichokes still thrived.
That's incredible. Talk about resilience.
Right. Like, those plants are tough.
And they're actually available for pre-sale right now.
Yeah, with spring shipping.
Limited quantities, though, so
Yeah.
if you're interested, I would jump on that.
Definitely. It's a great opportunity to get a head start on your garden.
Plus, you'll be supporting a small business.
And great cause.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the seeds themselves.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
So, Susan is really committed to these organic, open-pollinated heirloom seeds.
The real deal.
Yep. And she's really focused on short-season varieties, too.
Especially for us Canadians.
Right. Because our growing season is,
Precious.
Exactly. And with the whole grand solar minimum thing.
Yeah, who knows what the future holds.
So it's good to be prepared.
Absolutely.
And another thing I love about Garden Faerie Botanicals is that they guarantee their seeds are free of chemicals, fungicides, pesticides, all that nasty stuff.
That's so important.
I know. Especially these days when there are so many concerns about food safety and sustainability.
Exactly. You want to know where your food is coming from.
And that it's healthy for you and the environment.
For sure. And these open-pollinated seeds are so important for future generations, too.
How so?
Well, because they can be saved and replanted year after year.
Right. It's like you're contributing to this whole seed-saving movement.
Exactly. You're helping to preserve these unique varieties.
And ensuring that we have a diverse and resilient food supply for years to come.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is. So if you're interested in learning more about seed saving or just want to check out all the amazing varieties that Garden Faerie Botanicals has to offer, I highly recommend visiting their website.
They've got a ton of great resources.
They do. Like, they have this awesome blog with seed saving tips and tricks.
And a podcast, too.
I know. In the Garden with Susan.
I love that podcast. It's so informative.
You can find it on Rumble, YouTube.
Lots of different platforms.
Yeah, and Susan is also a member of Seeds of Diversity and the Seed Savers Exchange.
Oh, yeah. Those are great organizations.
They are. Definitely worth checking out if you're interested in heirloom varieties and connecting with other passionate gardeners.
It's like a whole community of people dedicated to preserving our agricultural heritage.
Exactly. All right, so I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, I think we've given everyone a good overview of Garden Faerie Botanicals.
And, of course, we can't forget about that amazing Black Friday sale.
20% off the entire store. Don't miss it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's the perfect opportunity to stock up on all your favorite seeds.
And try some new ones, too.
Exactly.
Like those red leprechaun tomatoes you mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Those sound delicious.
I know.
All right, so are you ready to move on to the history of heirloom varieties?
I am. Let's dive in. It's like they're these little time capsules.
Yeah, like each seed is carrying this whole legacy of, generations of gardeners.
It's amazing. And, unlike those modern hybrids that you see everywhere.
Those that are all like perfectly uniform.
Exactly. Those are often bred for like shelf life and stuff.
Which is important, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but they lose something in the process.
Flavor.
Exactly. And resilience, too.
Right. Like heirloom varieties, they've been adapting and evolving for centuries.
They've stood the test of time.
They have. And they're open pollinated, which means
they reproduce naturally.
Right. So you can save the seeds and plant them year after year.
And they'll grow true to type.
Exactly. It's like you're continuing this whole lineage of plants.
It's pretty cool.
It is. And it's so important, with everything that's going on in the world.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, like climate change, for one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the whole, corporate control of our food system.
Right.
By saving seeds, we're taking back some of that control.
We are. We're saying no to monoculture, no to GMOs.
Yeah. We want diversity. We want flavor. We want resilience.
And speaking of resilience, didn't Susan mention that her focus on short season varieties is partly because of the grand solar minimum?
She did. Yeah, she's really thinking ahead.
Which I appreciate.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not fully convinced about the whole grand solar minimum thing.
It's still a good idea to be prepared.
Exactly. And those short season varieties, they're like the superheroes of the garden.
I love that.
They can handle anything. Late frosts, early snows, crazy heat waves.
They just keep on growing.
They do.
Yeah.
And they're perfect for container gardening too.
Which is great for people who don't have a lot of space.
Yeah, or, live in apartments and stuff.
Absolutely.
So really anyone can grow these amazing heirloom varieties.
And save the seeds.
And with this Black Friday sale coming up, it's the perfect time to try it out.
I agree. 20% off the entire store.
It's a steal.
It is. And don't forget, these seeds are organically grown.
Oh, yeah. No nasty chemicals.
So you can feel good about what you're eating.
And how you're growing it.
Exactly. It's all about making conscious choices.
And, heirloom varieties, they're not just healthy, they're delicious too.
Oh my gosh, the flavor is incredible.
I know. Like those tomatoes bursting with sweetness.
And the greens. So vibrant and flavorful.
Like tasting food for the first time.
I know. Like you've never really experienced a tomato until you've had an heirloom tomato.
That's true.
And it's not just about the taste. It's about the connection.
Connection to the food.
Yeah, to the land, to the people who grew it before you.
It's like this whole, cultural heritage thing.
Exactly. It's pretty powerful.
It is. And it's something we're losing, with our modern industrialized food system.
We are. But by growing our own food and saving seeds, we can reclaim that connection.
We can. And it's fun.
It is. It's so rewarding.
And, it's a great way to connect with other people, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you can swap seeds with your friends and neighbors.
Start a seed library.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's a great way to build community.
And share knowledge.
Exactly. And, there are all these amazing resources online, too.
Like Susan's blog and podcasts.
And organizations like Seeds of Diversity and the Seed Savers Exchange.
They're all doing such great work.
They are. They're helping to create this whole movement of seed savers.
It's really inspiring.
It is. And with this Black Friday sale, Garden Faerie Botanicals is making it even easier to join the movement.
20% off is a pretty good incentive.
It is. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start saving seeds.
I'm in. All right. So now that we've talked about, why heirloom varieties are so special, let's get into the nitty-gritty of seed saving.
Yeah. Let's talk about the how-to.
Okay. I'm ready. Walk me through it. All right. So break it down for me like I'm a total newbie.
Okay. So first things first, you got to choose the right plants.
Okay. Makes sense?
You want varieties that are open pollinated.
Open pollinated. Okay.
Which basically means they'll produce seeds that grow into plants that are just like the parent plant.
So those hybrid seeds I get at the garden center, those aren't good for saving.
Not really, because they're often bred for very specific traits, like disease resistance or size or whatever, but their seeds won't necessarily breed true.
Okay, I get it.
So stick with those open pollinated heirlooms from Garden Faerie Botanicals and you'll be golden.
Open pollinated heirlooms, got it. What's next?
Observation, my friend. You gotta become a plant detective.
Uh-huh. Okay, I like it.
Pay close attention to your plants throughout the season.
See which ones are thriving.
Exactly. The strongest, healthiest, most productive plants, those are the ones you want to save seeds from.
So basically like a plant talent show. Only the best get to pass on their genes.
I love that analogy. You're totally getting it.
Awesome. Okay, so I've got my superstar plants. What's next?
Now we wait for the grand finale, the harvest.
Okay, dramatic.
It is. But seriously, you want to let those chosen fruits or veggies fully mature even a little past their prime eating stage.
Really? Why is that?
Because that's when the seeds are at their peak ripeness, ready to rock and roll for the next generation.
Makes sense. Okay, so then how do I actually get the seeds out?
The million-dollar question. It's not as scary as it sounds, I promise.
Okay, good.
Susan's got some great resources on her blog and podcast that walk you through it step by step.
Sweet. I'll definitely check those out.
But generally, it involves scooping out the seeds, rinsing away any pulp, and then drying them thoroughly.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad.
Nope. And then you want to store them in a cool, dry, dark place.
Like a seed vault.
Exactly. Well, maybe not that elaborate, but you get the idea.
I do. This is actually really exciting.
Right.
It's like we're taking control of our food destiny one little seed at a time.
We are. It's empowering, isn't it?
It is. And think about it. Like, you save enough seeds from one plant, you can share them with your friend's family.
Start a seed swap.
Exactly.
It's amazing what can grow from a single seed.
It is. And that's what I love about Garden Faerie Botanicals. It's more than just a company. It's like a movement.
It is. It's a community
of passionate gardeners all working together.
Sharing knowledge, preserving these incredible heirloom varieties.
Exactly. And with this Black Friday sale, they're making it so easy for people to join the movement.
20% off the entire store. That's huge.
It is. Like you said before, it's a steal.
So yeah, if you've been thinking about trying out some new varieties or stocking up on your favorites, now is the time to do it.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think we've covered just about everything.
I think so. We've talked about the importance of heirloom varieties, the magic of seed saving.
And, of course, that amazing Black Friday sale.
Can't forget about that.
So, yeah, if you're ready to dive into the world of Garden Faerie Botanicals, head over to their website and check it out.
You won't regret it.
And that's it for today's deep dive into Garden Faerie Botanicals. Thanks for joining us.
Happy gardening, everyone.